now is a good time to stay out of our lakes. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30, Getting Results. Thank you for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm Justin Mormith. All over Central Florida, you're hearing about billion-dollar dreams. Growth, right? But one man is making his own pet project a reality, and it's under construction right now. Have you ever taken on a project this large in scale?
It should be a mini contained city right off of the 429. I can see people not moving their cars for 3, 4, 5, and 6 days at a time.
He showed me why he believes Wild Oaks will be a special place for people to live, work, and play, and how you can weigh in on plans to pamper pets there as well. That's ahead of my Boomtown report.
You've seen them online for as much as $11,000.
Yes, sir. I was like, wait, I might actually have something cool here.
Yeah, it turns out her Barbie was cool, but not $11,000 cool. Why some collectible dolls aren't really worth the price you see online. It's one of our top trending stories.
But we start with the tropics. The first named storm of the season has formed, but Tropical Storm Alberto is not the system we need to all keep an eye on.
Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles is here now, pinpointing everything you need to know, including some rain on the radar, Tom.
Come take a look at what's happening, Ginger. We've got Tropical Storm Alberto over here inside the Gulf of Mexico. This thing rose out of the Bay of Campeche all the way up here and started going to the north and eventually to the west-southwest. Finally got its name today. We've been talking about it for, seems like forever. We've been watching this thing try to bubble. Heavy rain from Houston all the way down to Brownsville. The first leading edge of the big moisture has already pushed on through, but notice the eruptive nature of the storm in the last several hours. Along the right-hand side, more and more is erupting, and that water is going to wrap around and come right in to the Tampico area during the overnight tonight. Here's the 5 o'clock advisory. Winds are only 40 miles per hour, movement west-southwest at 9. That movement will take it inland sometime after about 2 a.m. tonight into tomorrow morning, but it's the water, not the wind with this system. We'll talk more about that a little later. For us here at home, it has been some rain in spots, but right now, heavier rain has left, but a few more sprinkles or scattered showers are trying to roll in from the east, being pushed by the surface wind. I'll be back to pinpoint tomorrow's rain chance, talk a little bit more about the tropics, and have your 7-day forecast in minutes.
Tom, thank you. Our other top story now at 6:30, a witness is revealing more about an alligator attack that cost a man his arm. Turns out that man was swimming in the middle of the night. He was in Sanford's Lake Monroe when the gator bit him. The witness told News 6's Catherine Silver he tried to convince the guy to get out of the water before the attack.
First, let me explain to you what wildlife officers have told us about what happened. They say a man was bitten by an alligator while he was swimming here in Lake Monroe. The injuries are serious. He lost part of his arm from the elbow down. But why he was in this lake in the first place is something they're still trying to figure out.
You're John Lawson.
Yeah.
You were fishing and you said you saw a man while you were out in your boat?
Yeah, I was fishing down the bank. It was getting dark and I seen something floating probably 500-600 feet away, and so I was on the phone with my wife and I trolled on down and I realized it was a guy because he was dipping under the water and coming back up and gasping.
You thought he might need help.
Yeah, I asked him if he was all right, startled him, and he said, yeah, no, I'm good. He mistook my navigation lights on my boat for spotlighting him, and he was getting upset with me.
So you call Sanford police?
Yes.
And you both try to convince him to get out of the water?
And I was like, look, man, we're just trying to help you, you know, you're out here in the dark, like you're either gonna get hit by a boat or eaten by a gator. He said he wasn't worried about gators.
You can see all the trees and weeds right by the edge here. Imagine what it looks like at night when it's pitch black. The alligator bit his arm right before 2 a.m. Lawson says he saw him from his boat close to where the zoo is. We spoke to people out on the lake Wednesday, and they told us how many alligators they typically see.
Probably about 11 to 12 every time I come out.
Researchers with FWC estimate there are more than 1,200 alligators in Lake Monroe. More than 1 million call Florida home. The number of attacks each year is less than 20.
Alligators are basically shy, non-aggressive animals, believe it or not.
Mike Heilman is the park director at Gatorland.
Right now it's nesting season. This is going to go all the way into September. So they will chase off or catch anything that comes around. That includes people. So we just need to be aware of our surroundings. We need to make sure we're staying clear of those high vegetated areas and don't go swimming at 2 in the morning in the Florida lake.
We now have the initial report from FWC that says the man was found on the sidewalk by a Good Samaritan who called for help. He was taken to the hospital right here at Lake Monroe. In Seminole County, I'm Catherine Silver, getting results, News 6.
An update tonight on a $1.2 billion development now under construction in northwest Orange County. Work officially got underway on Wild Oaks back in January. It's set to bring a mix of housing, retail, restaurants, entertainment to an area along Kelly Park Road in Apopka, right off of the 429. And if you drive through that area, you will see it is hard to miss. It's a huge property. It's bigger than SeaWorld. And the project's developer tells me they're ahead of schedule and under budget. Bulldozers, excavators, and dump trucks have taken over this 215-acre property right off the 429. It's called Wild Oaks, a massive mixed-use project set to bring a mix of housing, shopping, dining, entertainment, and hotels to Apopka's booming Kelly Park corridor.
It should be a mini contained city right off of the 429. And I think the last time we spoke, I mentioned to you, I could see people not moving their cars for 3, 4, 5, and 6 days at a time.
We first met Wild Oaks founder Joseph Beninati back in January when the $1.2 billion project broke ground.
2, 3.
Since then, this former farmland has been cleared, and crews have been working on critical infrastructure work under the surface. Have you ever taken on a project this large in scale?
There have been large projects I've done in my life. This one is definitely the largest.
What about
properly.
full build out? I mean, full build out, you're thinking about a decade?
I think it's about a decade.
Once this portion of the project wraps up around Thanksgiving, crews will then go vertical. That includes construction on the project's first multifamily development, a 325-unit apartment building.
That then should create a tear of about 5 or 6 consecutive years of those types of groundbreakings that will occur every 3 to 6 months thereafter.
And as all this work is happening on this portion of the project, Wild Oaks is also focused on another initiative, creating the country's best dog park. It's set to take shape near those 100-year-old live oaks back there, and they need your input to bring it to life. Wild Oaks is fetching ideas for the dog park, known as BARK, through this survey, which we have posted on clickorlando.com. Ultimately, Beninati wants it to be a theme park for dogs and a gathering place for the community.
This will just be an opportunity for people to meet new folks that have moved here, make new friends, and we think that their dogs and their pets will be a central part of that.
BARK will be part of a 10-acre nature preserve known as Yonder, the area surrounded by those century-old oaks, anticipated to be one of the more popular spots at Wild Oaks.
The overall development sits at a staggering 125 feet above sea level, which makes it sort of the Alps of Florida, but the Yonder then sets all the way down, maybe 100 feet. So we think it's a perfect place for the dog park.
All right, so in the next 5 years, Apopka's population expected to grow by 6.1%. That's thanks in large part to the nearly 13,000 homes that are coming to that corridor, the Kelly Park corridor. Some of those homes have already been built. You drive on the 429, Ginger, it's just, they're sprouting like crazy. And so those restaurants, those shops that Wild Oaks will be providing will fill a growing retail gap in that corridor. As more people move there, they don't have those retail options, the restaurants that people need, the amenities that people need when they move to a place.
It's really nice to have that because then you don't have to leave your community to go out other places. You know, you had me at dog park. And, you know, it sounds like it's going to be such a unique property. When you describe it as a theme park for dogs, I've never heard anyone describe anything like that.
I haven't either, and I know that obviously, we are the theme park capital of the world here in Central Florida, so I think they're tapping into that a little bit. But that location, Yonder, 10 acres that have been preserved, and they're keeping those 100-year-old live oaks, if not older, as a canopy that provides for the people who are going to be using it, the dogs as well. So it's a cool spot on this development that's just so big and going to offer so much to the community.
I need you to trademark Barktown, though.
Barktown.
Just do it. It's going to happen.
I'm down.
All right. Well, more proof we are living in Boomtown. A controversial development called the Wolf Branch Innovation District is moving forward in Mount Dora tonight. Now, this is one of the top stories trending tonight on clickorlando.com. The project is so controversial, a special magistrate was called in to help reach a compromise. Yesterday, after a heated debate, the city council voted to follow the magistrate's recommendation. That means the developer can build the complex along State Road 46. Several buildings will be allowed to rise as tall as 175 feet. Many locals argue those buildings would not match the small town character of other buildings in Mount Dora, though.
So as always, we want to know what you think. We're going to make it broad, too. Tonight's question of the day, do you think Central Florida is growing too fast? You can weigh in right now at clickorlando.com/react. The numbers, a little lopsided. Just click yes or no. Several dozen folks have voted so far. The yes vote's winning hands down. And as someone who covers Boomtown, not shocking. You can make your voice heard at clickorlando.com/react. You can scan the QR code on your screen. That link will take you to the poll. We're going to have the results tomorrow at 6:30. You know, it's interesting, and I think it just depends on where you live in Central Florida. So many places are growing, and so many cities and counties do it differently. And so I think depending on where you live, the growth might be going a little too fast, or at least in your eyes too fast. And in some areas, they're handling the growth in a smart way, is what people call it. So it's a mixed bag here in Central Florida.
Depends on where it's location, location, location. Our second top trending story, how much would you pay for a Barbie? Some Barbies are being offered online for thousands of dollars. Well, it turns out they may not be worth that asking price. The headline, Millennium Holiday Barbie, not rare at all. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld look at the real value of the special edition dolls in tonight's Make Ends Meet.
This is the one that came out that year that everybody has. It's like the blue with the silver, you know, still intact in the box.
Jessica Kofsky of New Jersey connected with News 6 after she spotted a startling price for the other Millennium Barbie in her holiday Barbie collection, the Gold Millennium Barbie.
She's beautiful.
So this is the rare one, and you've seen them online for as much as $11,000.
Yes, sir.
She's right. The Gold Special Edition Holiday Barbie in the box is being offered on eBay for $11,000.
I was like, wait, I might actually have something cool here.
Cool, but not $11,000 cool. Why? Well, we found various asking prices for that same special edition Gold Millennium Barbie, including this one on Amazon for $39.95.
It's not a limited edition. There's untold numbers of these out there.
Valerie Hammond of Ontario, Canada, is a top appraiser with Value My Stuff.
Prices range online from anywhere from $14 to $82,000 for that doll. You know, heaven knows we'd all love the $82,000 or the $11,000. It's just not realistic.
Mike Holfeld getting results, News 6.
It's better to know now than before you shell out that kind of money.
True, but I think it goes against what everyone was. I mean, it was just a rush to go buy those Barbies at the time. I remember that. Wasn't into them, but I remember the chaos at stores, at Walmarts and things like that, trying to find that stuff. And I think it was because limited supply and people thought they could sell them for high value. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you should play with the dolls after all.
Take them out of the packaging.
That's right.
Some Barbies out there are, though, Justin, worth a lot.
I'm sure they are. And Mike showed us this example last year. Now, we're talking original, 1959 Barbie doll with
Nobody
the
played with
barbecue outfit new. That was sold at auction by Sandy Holder's Doll Attic in California for $27,450. So you can find some serious ROI, some return on investment. And if you're in the market to sell a doll, you can use sites like BarbieDB.com and NowAndThenCollectibles.com to estimate your doll value. Remember, though, you still need to find a buyer. That can be the tricky part. I think you've missed that window. I don't know. I wouldn't be searching high and low and spending thousands of dollars on it.
But it's what it's worth to you. If you really want it, then it's priceless, right?
Got to bring those Beanie Babies out.
Please don't. If you want to bargain, click on our third top story. It's a trending headline. Best sale of the summer, SeaWorld offering reduced admission. SeaWorld and its water park, Aquatica, kicked off a pre-4th of July sale. The deal says you can save up to 55% of tickets, fun cards, and annual passes. You have until this Sunday, June 23rd, though, to sign up.
That sounds like a great deal. And SeaWorld is marking its 60th anniversary with special celebrations. It's getting ready to open a new family-friendly coaster as well. Penguin Trek promises a ride through the Antarctic wilderness aboard a snowmobile-styled car. The indoor-outdoor ride ends inside the park's penguin habitat. The pass deal includes front-of-the-line tickets once that ride opens in a few weeks. So quite a few perks going along with that. Looking forward to that roller coaster. SeaWorld's got some great ones, and you can find full details and pricing and all the top stories on the homepage of clickorlando.com.
That ride's going to be great, especially if it's cool in this hot weather, too.
It's going to be nice and refreshing.
Yeah. Another story trending is anything but a bargain, though.
Why the state's top insurer is asking for a double-digit rate hike yet again, and how that breaks down for homeowners in dollars and cents. Plus, a chase with deputies ends on foot with an arrest inside a local store. What they say a teen was trying to hide.
I can't even put into words what I'm feeling.
It made a middle school mentor cry when anchor Eric Von Anken interviewed him, how he's getting kids back on track and protecting our community. That's next.
We're watching News 6 at 6:30, live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Rockledge, Sanford, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at 6:30, a story that may make you a little emotional. Tonight, we're checking back on a breakthrough solution at middle schools across Orlando.
The city has hired 5 adults full-time to get troubled kids back on track. News 6 anchor Eric Von Anken shows us how the program has been getting results and protecting our community.
I called your mom, and I could hear like the frustration in her voice.
Watching Elliot Cohen and his students says a lot about how these young men look at, or more like look up to him.
And you know what I told her? I said, we got you.
But if you want the truth,
he kept me from getting expelled.
Ask a child.
He's a brother to me.
It's a brother.
He's family.
Family? Why do you say that?
Strangers just don't help other people stay out of trouble. That man right there, he will help you out. He will keep you out of trouble. Nobody else would do that but him right there. That's why he's family to me. Let's say I'm not at school. He'll call up on me to see why I'm not at school. He'll check up on me. No other person in this school would do that for me but Mr. Elliott.
He obviously feels very strongly about you, Katie.
And I feel the same about him.
I can't even put into words what I'm feeling. You know, this is what we do. Man, It's like I've just won the lottery. I'm so proud of you, man.
Elliot is what the city of Orlando calls a lead student advocate, one of 5 at the city's middle schools.
Hello, hello.
He is not a teacher. He's a mentor, a friend, and father figure even.
Good to see you all today.
All day, every day, he advocates for these young men.
This is a part of our lunch crew.
25 students here at Roberto Clemente Middle, selected by the school. And he steps in to stop them from failing, fighting, or missing school.
They just said, it's you.
Yeah. And I continue to deflect that off of me because it's my joy is seeing the fruits of what we're doing rise up in the lives of these young people.
And this brotherhood is expanding. Orlando's My Brother's Keeper program, which funds the student advocates, just got another $750,000 to add advocates at 2 high schools, Edgewater and Jones, for the first time ever.
Love you, man.
Protecting our community in Orlando, Eric Von Aken, Getting Results, News 6.
Love that. Great story, Eric. Thank you. And we have wild video tonight out of Marion County. Take a look at this. This shows a traffic stop and how it turned into a chase that ended on foot inside that Family Dollar. The sheriff's office posted body camera video showing the deputy running inside to make the arrest.
Yeah, the driver who refused to stop eventually pulled over outside the store in Silver Springs. That's when a 16-year-old passenger ran inside while trying to hide a rifle under his shirt. That led to a brief struggle. Deputies say there were also drugs packaged for sale inside the car. The 16-year-old is already a delinquent felon and is facing more charges. He is locked up tonight with no bond. Hurricane season, no need to tell you this, it is heating up, and once again, so are insurance rates at the state's largest insurance company. Citizens is asking for the maximum rate hike allowed by law, even though its leaders agree Florida's insurance crisis is improving.
Well, Citizens is backed by the state government, and that means taxpayers are on the hook for losses. It was always meant to be the insurer of last resort, but it's the #1 insurer with more than 1.2 million policies. And as they keep working to shed policies, Citizens wants approval from the state for an average rate hike of 14% statewide for next year, 2025. So coastal condo owners, and that's maximum rate hike allowed by a new state law covering most homes. So the situation, as we've been reporting, despite what lawmakers have been saying, it is not necessarily improving. So
no, not at all. Yeah, locally, the hike would be the biggest in Brevard County. Citizen says the average premium would jump $400 next year to about $3,300. I know Tom's about to run out of here, but imagine living in Broward, where the average bill would jump more than $700 to $6,100 a year. Citizen says it will also be looking to once again turn a large number of policies over to private companies starting in October.
Notice where those 2 counties are located, right along the coast. I don't think that's a
coastal zones.
Yeah.
But you know, we keep electing the same people, and our insurance keeps going up.
Tom's got to get to weather now.
Take a look at radar. This is go around. Just push me out. Don't mess it all up for everybody. But I mean, they can't fix it for us. They can't. They try. They have special sessions. Maybe Mike Holfield will fix it for us. Take a look at what's going on with the rain tonight. Scattered showers are coming through Central Florida earlier. These have kind of pushed on through or died down. Out to the east, there's plenty more where this stuff has been coming from. Moisture coming in from the Bahamas toward our coastal zones. You see the activity here. Not overly impressive, but a few little spotty showers cannot be ruled out. Rain chances tomorrow are going to be clocking at about 40 to 50% all across the area. Let's talk tropics, shall we? Here we go. Tropical storm Alberto inside the Gulf of Mexico. Luckily for us, it's going west-southwest into Mexico. Unlucky for them. This is a huge rainmaker from Houston to Brownsville all the way down to Tampico. New eruptions here on the south and east side of the storm system would lead you to believe there's going to be a lot of rain wrapping around, and that looks to be the case. 5 o'clock advisory. Pressure's down to 995 millibars. Winds are 40 miles per hour. But this is not a big wind maker. This is a rain maker. Copious amounts of rain. Big rain totals are going to be falling there. Once Alberto goes inland, still a 30% chance that something new could develop in the Gulf in the next week. And out here, this piece of energy coming toward the southeast coast that we've been watching for days on end still has a 20% shot of developing. But as Alberto rains away Mexico, that next piece of energy should go toward the Carolinas into South Carolina probably by Friday into Saturday. So what does all that mean for us? Well, not a lot of additional rain for us, but big additional rain for South Texas, all the way down to central Mexico. Again, 10 to 15 inches. Here at home, light Orlando delivering Hope Cam. 84 was the daytime high today, but it's been so muggy and thick with the humidity that 82 degrees feels a lot hotter. 84 right now at the port and in Daytona Beach. The temperature reading at news time is 85. Here we go. Big ridge of high pressure totally dominant across the entire southeast tonight, keeping everything at bay, and the energy here runs under that, enhancing our rain chances in the coming days. For now, just know little spotty showers through the day tomorrow look a whole lot like the rain we picked up during the day today. Heading on into the weekend, more of the same. Rain chances do continue, but no days a washout. Lows tonight in the 70s. The overnight low in Orlando is 75. Here is tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
High tomorrow, upper 80s, rain chances 50%, and once they hit that threshold, we stay stuck there for as far as we can see. Summer does arrive tomorrow, and by the weekend, we will hit 95. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today, the nation marks its newest federal holiday, Juneteenth, commemorating the official end of slavery in the U.S.
While this is only the third year it's been an official holiday, Juneteenth, of course, has a long tradition. In case you didn't know, June 19th, 1865 was the day freedom finally came for some 250,000 slaves in Texas. Before troops arrived in Galveston Bay, slaves didn't know the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 2.5 years earlier.
So this year, Juneteenth is also honoring Black veterans who fought for freedom. 26 Black vets boarded a jet in Atlanta bound for D.C.
I went in the military in 1943, and they forgot all about us. 80 years ago, and now all of a sudden they start. I feel like a celebrity. I feel very good. I feel very blessed and happy to be in America. I'm a happy Black American.
I love this for him. As part of the National Honor Flight, the vets will tour memorials to those who died in World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and Arlington National Cemetery. The group includes a 101-year-old veteran, 4 women, veterans honored with a Bronze Star and 3 Purple Hearts.
Incredible.
We thank you for your service. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Take care.